to properly do your splits in preparation for doing a soda shower or any type of leap. I have Kayla, she's using 2 yoga blocks to help assist her. I'm having Riley, she's using a yoga block to increase her split. And then I have Emily, and she's just giving me classic splits over here. Okay, so the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna step into a lunge, their right foot. If you're having somebody use the yoga blocks beside them, make sure that they have it to where they can properly keep their placement, so if they have to flip them up taller or make them flatter, it's whatever they need. If you're having somebody use a block under their front foot, just make sure that they're squarely placed and that they're keeping everything nice and square. And then we have Emily just giving me a nice classic lunge. When you're having them do this, you want to make sure that they're sending the energy out of their heel and then out of their head. We usually hold it for about 8 to 10 seconds, and then I'll have them straighten their legs up. As we do this, you want to think of keeping the hips nice and square and elongating through the lower spine, keeping that belly nice and flat to the thigh. Then let's have them bring their arms straight out in front of them, so Kayla will slide the blocks with her. Ryan will just walk it forward. Emily's just reaching. They can hold it there, again, for about 8 to 10 seconds. They bring it back, and then they go back down into their lunge. From here, we're going to have them put their left knee down on the ground, bring their hands up to their thigh, keeping their belly engaged, their ribs closed, and think of gently pressing their hips forward, keeping their shoulders on their back to help stretch the front of their hip. They'll hold that for about 8 to 10 seconds, and then they're going to put their hands back down on the floor or on the blocks. They're going to send their hips back and straighten out that right leg. What we want to happen here is the hip stays over the knee. So we don't want sitting back this way. We want to keep it nice and square. Again, in this position, we want to elongate through the spine, stretching through the lower back and the belly, folding over that leg, nice and long, and then they're going to come back up to that lunge position. There we go, and we would repeat that 2 to 3 times, holding each position for about 8 to 10 seconds. So let's say that we've done that all the way. So they would be down in the position with their right leg straight. From here is where I would have them slide into the split. If I'm having them use the blocks, I have them bring it up towards their hips and then slide that leg forward, working on stacking the shoulders over the ribs, over the hips, and using the blocks to help hold them up. If I'm having somebody use the block under their right foot, then they would slide forward and hold that way. And then Emily is just in a nice classic split again. The whole point of this is to make sure that their hips stay nice and square. So when they're going into their soda shower or brunch they're not opening their hip up as they jump. So you really want to make sure that that back leg is directly behind that hip. So it's so important when they're doing the stretches to make sure that they're using their proper technique. And that is how we would go about doing a split. Exercise to help with hamstring and glute strength, which will lead to higher and more controlled jumps of any sort. The girls are going to have these discs underneath their feet. They're plastic on one side and foam on the other. If you don't have something like this, you can use a paper plate or a towel. And Emily also has a yoga block under her foot to add with the stability challenge later on in the exercise. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be going down into a lunge. Then they're going to be pulling their foot up quickly to a passe, holding that, going back down to the lunge, staying low, and pulling that foot in. So it's really working, it's going to be working their left hamstring and their left glute. So they're going to slide down into their lunge for 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to push up to that passe on 5. Hold 6, 7, 8. Step back down to that disc. 2, 3, 4. Stay low and slide it in. 5, 6, 7. They're going to repeat it. Go back. 2, 3, 4. Press it up. 5. Hold 6, 7, 8. Step it back. 2, 3, 4. Slide it in. 6, 7, 8. So then we would repeat that for 30 to 45 seconds, and then we would go and we would do the other side. Here we're going to do an exercise to work on the articulation of the feet, the pressing off the floor, and then the controlling of the landing. We have the TheraBands laid on the floor to help with a guide to travel down and then back. I would have the dancers do this 3 to 5 times, rest, and then repeat. For the beginner level, I would have them jump with 2 feet. So they're going to do this once just to show you. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and over, and over, and over. And over, go back, and back, and back, and back, and back. There we go. And now, if they're going to do it with 1 foot, they're going to bring that other foot up. They can just keep it in a nice parallel coupe position. Ready? 5, 6, and you go. And over, and over, and over, and over. And take it back, and back, and back, and back. And back. There we go. And then we can also turn and face sideways. So with 2 feet, they're just going to be jumping forward and then jumping back. This is going to help controlling the landing, going in and out of any type of jump. Ready? So we're just going to do 4. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And then if they were going to do it on 1 foot, bring that other foot up, and 5, 6, and you go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Here we're going to do a set of 3 different exercises to help your students develop a nice calypso jump. So if they're a beginner and they're just now learning how to do it, this is the first exercise that I would start with, and then the next 2 are going to elevate to ultimately get you to the calypso jump. Riley is going to do a chaîné, then a chaîné plié fan kick, then a chaîné, and then a sauté attitude. The reason I'm having her do the fan is so that the kids get used to the feeling of their leg coming up, and then the sauté attitude is for them to work on their placement and their alignment of their hips, ribs, and shoulders going to the side, and the attitude being turned out behind them. They also want to make sure they're working on their spot of their sauté attitude, so they're really squaring everything off. So she's going to do it counts 1 time for you. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, up, 7, on. This is phase 2 of the exercises for a calypso jump. You would do this with a beginner student that has started to understand the sauté attitude, or your intermediate students. What you're wanting to do is keep the chaîné fan the same, and now what we're going to do is a double stag jump in place of the sauté attitude. So now we're just really working on jumping higher into the air and bringing both legs up. They want to work on closing their left oblique and really spotting the side on that stag jump. Emily's going to do it once with counts to show you. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, up, 7, on 1. Here is phase 3 of the calypso exercises. Here we are finally executing a calypso jump. So what I'm having Kayla do is is a chalet prep, and then a calypso. She's going to be keeping her torso upright, shoulders stacked over, ribs over hips, and she's working on that nice split. We are not adding the cambray back until she has properly achieved the alignment and the placement that we're looking for. What I see a lot of is a fan kick, a land, and then a back attitude with a lean and an open chest. And we're really trying to work on that proper technique first and then adding the cambray. So she's just going to do it one time with count so you can see the exercise. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Combine the saute attitude, the double stack jump, and the calypso jump all into one. So she's going to do 2 chenets. She's going to saute attitude on 4, she's going to stack jump on 6, and she's going to do her calypso on 8, and then she would continue to repeat that across the floor. We're going to do it one time with counts. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The dancers understand the importance of the développé through their hamstring and their front leg and the push off of their back leg to get a nice soda shot and a nice split. Earlier in the video, we focused on the proper alignment in their splits, and that is then going to translate into their soda shot. So Kayla is going to do the first portion of the exercise. What she's going to do is a chasse and then a nice sauté développé where she wants to peak at the top and really use her hamstring to push that leg out there. So she's going to show you once with counts, and then you'll see with music. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the second portion of the soda shot exercise. So Kayla focused on the développé leg, the engagement of the hamstring, and Riley is going to work on pushing off of that back leg and holding it in a nice arabesque position. So she's going to take 2 steps, push off of that back leg, and then hold in an arabesque fondue. So here we go. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, push 3, 4, 5, 6, push 7, 8. 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you. All right, so now that we had Kayla do the développé and Riley work on pushing the back leg, now we're going to put it all together in one exercise. So Emily's going to chasse, step, soda shot, and then repeat chasse, step, soda shot. Now, I do these exercises with anybody from a tiny people all the way up to my advanced dancers just to revisit the foundation and the fundamentals of the soda shot. So she's going to do it one time with counts, and then we'll do it with music. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could fall into the sky.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We're going to go through 3 different exercises that will help the dancers square their hips and get their legs up in the air while still maintaining the turnout. Riley is going to do a chalet and then a ball change tilt jump. This is going to help her square everything off and really be able to see that her hips, shoulders, and ribs are all in line, and it's going to help push off of her left foot. Here she goes. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then she would repeat that going all the way down the floor. All right, so the second exercise that we can do for a chalet disc is going to be a chalet up, plie prep, and then tucking both knees up, squaring to the front, unwinding, and then doing it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Unwind, prepare, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Square to the front, and then worked off pushing those legs up in the air. Now we're going to extend the legs all the way. So Kayla is going to chaîné up, then chaîné plie, do her nice disc, roll on the floor, and then stand up and unwind to repeat across the floor again. She's going to do it with counts for you. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we're going to combine the tilt jump and the chaîné disc together into one progression. So we're going to go through and do it with counts, and then we'll do it with music. We're going to start in preparation for a chaîné. 5, 6, we're going to chaîné, go. 1, 2, ball change, 3, and 4, land 5, 6. They're going to chaîné on 7, 8. They're going to go 1 and 2, roll 3, 4, up 5, 6, unwind 7, 8, and then they would start all over again. So they'll come back and do it all together.